Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fred Tabung, and I am the Vice President for Education Services, Boy Family Union USA. Today, I'm very excited to share with you the new BFU-USA education policy named Pathways. I will start with a little bit of background to this pathway policy. BFU-USA education policy previously focused on providing scholarships to support academic excellence, didactic materials to schools and students, and rehabilitating classrooms. But these have been one-off initiatives, and it was difficult to measure impact over time. So to build greater measurable and sustainable impact, we are really excited to introduce a much more robust education policy named Pathways. Pathways is a comprehensive and multifaceted program with 6 paths, and each of these paths is a solution to one or more problems that we have identified. I will walk you through all of the 6 paths. Some more background is that BFU USA has 2 constituencies, a constituency here in the US and in Cameroon. And the first path, Path A, is focusing on sustained support for excellence in education amongst vulnerable students in Bui division. Vulnerable students, we have been ravaged, our part of Cameroon has been ravaged by war for the past 6 to 7 years. Houses have been burnt, children, many families displaced, and many of these families are so vulnerable that they are thinking of survival and not even elementary education. So by vulnerable students, we are going to identify students who have lost parents, whose houses have been burnt, and they are not even able to afford an elementary education. The second path, Path B, is focusing on teaching life skills, teaching skills and trades, such as carpentry and woodwork to those who may have completed elementary education, culture, embroidery, and skills literacy and youth. That is the second part that is closely linked to Path A. Now, the third path, actually not the third path, Path D, you can now see that we have the United States here, which is our constituency here. Path D is mentoring boy students in the United States for success in graduate schools and professional careers. It is difficult to come by credible information about graduate school. And we want to formalize mentoring as part of Pathways. We don't want mentoring to be one-off. We want to really organize and formalize mentoring as part of identify our students, pull together human resources within Boy Family Union to be able to mentor students of Boy for success in graduate schools. Path E is providing scholarship of excellence in education to Boy students who are based in the US, and these are students who are at college level, students who enroll in colleges around the country. We will identify these students and provide a scholarship support to encourage them. It probably will not pay a lot of the tuition, but the goal here is to encourage students to know that the community is with them. The community recognizes the sacrifice and the efforts that they are making in school. Path F is recognizing that we don't live in a void. We live in a community, our greater American community. So contributing to positive impact on education in our greater American community is really, really important. We know school districts that are struggling, and though they are struggling, they do have very bright students, not students of Boy origin, just American students who may have great projects and may not have the means to accomplish those projects. And we will identify them and provide support to be able to complete these projects. Now you will see that one path is missing. I mentioned that it is 6 paths. Path C is also formalizing mentoring students from Boy who are resident in Cameroon to provide a channel for them to access graduate school education through scholarships. Some of us benefited from these scholarships, such as Fulbright, such as Joint World Bank scholarships, Humphrey fellowships, and can then give back to the community by mentoring these students who are back home in Cameroon to be able to develop competitive scholarship applications to be able to compete effectively and gain access to these scholarships and into graduate schools in the US. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very comprehensive pathway policy, and this is the framework. This is the framework for the policy. And in the next slide, I want to let you know that Pathways is data-driven. We didn't just think about this in a void. We actually surveyed schools to obtain data. We surveyed in this past year, while we were implementing the skills and traits, we were also gathering data, and we've completed surveys on 80 schools, analyzed data on these 80 schools to be able to identify vulnerable children. Like I mentioned, children from families whose homes were burnt and they were not able to relocate, just to have an estimate of the numbers, because there's been a lot of displacement. That this survey is really very helpful for us to know. This is just 80 schools. We'll continue to survey, but it really provides us with a good starting point to be able to move forward. In the next slide, I want to show you that each of these 6 paths is written as a standalone project with project indicators for monitoring progress and impact, short-term indicators as well as medium to long-term indicators. So this is just an example of the indicators for this Path A, the sustained support for excellence in education among vulnerable and unprivileged students in Bowie. We will be collecting, once we start implementing these projects, we will be collecting data to be able to come back and tell you that this is the progress we've made over the past year or the past 2 years. These are the challenges we've encountered. This is how we think we can overcome those challenges in order to continue moving forward. What will it take to implement Pathways? It takes all of us. It takes all of us to implement Pathways, and specifically financial resources from our BFU-USA chapters, individual members, sponsors, and sustaining members. Community members like you watching this video can contribute to Pathways. And from the data that we have been able to analyze, an average of about 15,000 francs, which is the equivalent of $30, can support one student per year, to include tuition and very basic supplies. We're not talking 1 month. We're talking $30 to support one student per year. Without this data, we wouldn't have been able to come up. So the impact of Pathways is tangible. You can feel it. And I want to play this video from Path B, which this student in Shira, the Skills Trade is an after-school program. It is an after-school program and engages students, to learn about survival skills, to learn about what they can use from their own environment in order to move forward, to be literate when it comes to their bodies and self-confidence, to be able to avoid sexually transmitted infections. And this year we are very excited that more than 1,100 boys and girls enrolled and completed the program. So I just want to play this short video so you hear from one of the students who went through the program.
My name is Tata Ishura and I am 13 years old. I have been attending the Skills Girls program for about 9 months and I have learned many things like preventing myself from HIV, setting goals in life and taking strong decisions. I will talk more about wealth. Wealth is what you have in monetary terms or property. There are many people out there pride because of wealth. Being wealthy is not being happy. It's better helping 1,000,000 people than being a billionaire. Everyone should value being happy than being wealthy. We should understand the value of things and not their prices. For example, having a watch for 3,000 francs sells the same time with watch for 10,000 francs. My goal is to tell young boys and girls like me to build a different generation. We should understand that we don't need the social media to build our lives because it's a source of distraction. More of people who are using the social media are people who have already built their lives. We should not count on the world for our happiness. We should not count on our looks, but on our strength and capability, because that is real beauty. We should not feel we are too young to make things happen. We should make good use of our immediate resources now that we are having enough energy to build a different place. For the world is in our hand. Like Michael Jackson said in his song, we are the world, we are the children, we are the ones to make a brighter day, so we should start giving.
This is the embodiment of what we really want to achieve with the kids: self-confidence and just learning to move forward, to survive in a war-torn environment. And in the next year, we are going to enroll even more students to go through this program. We continue with Pathways and close with Pathways Impact. With sustained financial support and human resources, Pathways will significantly increase literacy levels among elementary school students in Bowie while providing a mentorship channel. Mentorship is really important to high quality graduate and professional education to Bowie students in Cameroon and the US, as well as positively impacting our greater American communities. Ladies and gentlemen, after having presented this program, you now know what it takes to achieve Pathways. It takes all of us. It takes you watching this video. And how can you contribute? To contribute, please go to our website, BFU-USA.org, and contribute whatever amount would help lift a lot of students, even if it is just one, out of poverty. Because if we don't do this, education is the key to really moving us out of where we are. And it is the wealth that can only be stolen from us if we are killed. Once you have the knowledge in your head, it remains in your head. And you can use it. So we are asking you, ladies and gentlemen, to help us achieve Pathways. Go to BFU-USA.org and learn ways that you can contribute. Thank you.